The coronavirus, creeping onto the world scene only a few short months ago, and then exploding into our day-to-day lives. Welcome back to Around the World with COVID-19 from a blindness perspective. In our previous episodes, we have circumnavigated the world, visiting places like Australia, Malaysia, the United Kingdom, Trinidad and Tobago, Canada, the United States. In our most recent episodes, we have traveled to Japan,
Hiroyuki Shinagawa,
Colombia,
Álvaro Gutiérrez,
Seychelles,
Brigitte Lablache,
and New York City.
Chelsea Reed.
In today's episode, we once again travel to a place far, far away from our homes, in Kenya, located in Eastern Africa. Our guest on this episode is Paul Mugambi. Paul is a public policy and diversity inclusion expert. He is also a musician, a blogger, and a strong advocate for the disabled community. So without further ado, please welcome our guest, Paul Mugambi.
My name is Paul Mugambi from Kenya, East Africa. I come from a rural place called Kangeta in Gembe Central constituency in the eastern part of Kenya. Evidently, since COVID 2019 was pronounced in Kenya in March, as you know, globally it has affected all of us and it has a lot of both positive and negative consequences. I, as a person who is blind and proud to be blind, have experienced COVID in many ways. One is that I had to move from city to rural place in order to save the little money we have. Because one of the major things is that COVID has made us not to get livelihood. Many of my family members lost their jobs and friends, and this has affected us very much. Affordability of food has been not an easy thing. Many of my friends and individuals face this challenge, and it has been not an easy journey.
I'm on my lane, you're on your lane. We all need accessibility.
I've lost friends through COVID. One is an artist I featured in one of my music track called My Lane.
You're on your lane, we all need accessibility. I'm on my lane, you're on your lane. We all need accessibility.
Accessibility is a right. We don't need to fight. We just need the same, just like the sight.
It was so unfortunate that COVID decided to take away our friends.
Many have died, and others have been disabled. We are armed with white canes and pen. Mr. Government, petitions have been written.
The lack of available data for persons with abilities in the COVID fight and representation is also a major one in both at the national and the county governments in Kenya. And this has made that the voice of persons with abilities is not heard adequately, and measures being undertaken or plans, procedures are not inclusive. As a public policy and diversity inclusion expert, I have written several articles on this topic, but it seems we are facing the same challenges of lobbying and execution of the policies which are being brought by the government.
Welcome to the show, Senator Isaac Mwaura. What, in your view, is the status of how the government has handled the needs of the people living with disabilities as we try to control the spread of COVID-19?
To begin with, persons with disabilities are really suffering a lot because when you talk about social distancing, it's very difficult for a person with disability who requires assistance to maintain, for example, you are totally blind and you need to be guided, then somebody must hold your hand to move around. If you are a wheelchair user, the same case. So you can imagine a situation where you are talking about social distancing. That is nearly impossible when it comes to persons with disabilities. And so the rate of infection has been very high in terms of the risk itself, rather than the rate. I think there was a panic kind of thing when the COVID-19 was declared and there was cessation of movement and staying at home. So we have not really had a concerted effort of people meeting to think through issues, you know. It's only now that you can see people are starting to get the confidence that then we can walk through, we can survive this pandemic, and people are now becoming more emboldened to continue their daily lives. There was a lull, actually. I think the first thing that we need to agree is that in future, interventions and going forward within this COVID-19 regime is to ensure that persons with disabilities are actually factored in the planning. We should have had the National Council for Persons with Disabilities represented in the National Response Committee, so that some of these concerns already be inbuilt in the response.
We have socioeconomic impact, which has really affected many in terms of livelihood, access, in terms of social protection activities. In Kenya, government doesn't have a fund made for persons with disabilities in terms of cushioning most of them in terms of social protection. Just a few persons who are called severe disabled are the ones who are supported by the government with at least $20 per month. But for now, it's a big challenge for the whole population of persons with disabilities, because when COVID affects persons without disability, it affects a person with a disability even 4 times. Persons with disabilities in Kenya, among the blind persons, face stigma and discrimination in many ways. Through the name calling over here, lack of friendly cultural practices. For example, due to COVID-19, people will continue talking about you as you walk, how you are walking, how you are doing it, etc.
And I think I really want to strongly condemn this. It is really unfair to stigmatize individuals who are already disadvantaged by the very existing stigma in society. I think this is a time we need to ensure that we embrace one another.
And this also makes persons with abilities to be more vulnerable in terms of the COVID-2019. And also the advertisement measures or communicated are not accessible. So there is a barrier of information not reaching the intended audience. Persons who are blind and visually impaired, or even the deaf-blind, as presentation is done daily by the Ministry of Health, the information is not relayed in an accessible format. But at least for persons who are deaf, after lobbying, they have started to have a sign language interpreter during such presentation. Although in common practice, since 2 years ago, Kenya televisions have embraced sign language. I do believe that COVID also has a disadvantage in terms of education outcomes for learners with disabilities. One, because poverty is a twin brother to disability, and many of children's abilities cannot afford computer laptops or even phones which can help enable them to learn through online services. Secondly, internet services is not available in the rural places. Maybe you visit a rich place or you visit near a well-known person. So it is a disadvantage to many Kenyans with disabilities. At least when the government tried to introduce the community learning, someone went to court and stop it, since also through that, learners with disabilities were being left behind. Most of my family members and friends are moved from urban setup to the rural place, or even move to shanty houses, because now people cannot afford rent. You have to move out. Cannot continue living where you used to be. So now people have really changed their lifestyle in terms of housing. Another concern is that persons with blindness have not been able to access any braille or audio material for COVID. It's a big disadvantage. And even access to assistive devices like white cane, it has been a big challenge. COVID has really affected us. Also in terms of accessibility, physical accessibility, in terms of transport. Many a times is that when now, since the introduction of not touching each other came about, many blind people are not able to get on board public buses, and it's a big disadvantage.
The government issued a directive that people should maintain at least 1 meter social distance. But how do the blind cope up with this? We are ushered into the home of... He lost his sight gradually at a tender age and has since learned to survive living in the dark.
Macho ikawa hawezi kutibiwa, kwa hivyo
radio is his best companion and it keeps him updated on all the current affairs. But he feels left out when health officials are explaining how to prevent the spread of the virus. The Cabinet Secretary for Health, Mutahi Kagwe, issued a directive that Kenyans should maintain a 1.5 meter distance apart. This creates a challenge for the visually impaired who rely on their sticks to move around, and for some they are forced used to hold on things. It is the hope of many like him that the Ministry of Health will start including them in their plans to combat the deadly and highly contagious coronavirus pandemic, among other issues that they face.
Secondly, this has really made persons with abilities not to enjoy traveling just like any other person when the lockdown is not there. It's a big challenge. The last major challenge is access to food. This is a major one. Many Kenyans have been yearning to go out to look for jobs, manual jobs, so they can be able to afford at least a meal, since the government is not providing any subsidies. So we have to look for food. And one of the slogans is that we would rather die of COVID than to die of hunger. So people have been demanding a lot of opening up of the place. Even if they open up, it becomes also a disadvantage to many persons' abilities. They might acquire COVID and etc. And also persons' abilities themselves cannot even afford to get food. It's a big issue. COVID 2019 has really impacted to persons' abilities, and I believe even if we're not able to do something about it for now, just have to have hope and hope for the best. I believe these are the issues which the world needs to know about being blind in Kenya, Africa. Lastly, is that the government is trying a bit, but not enough. It's not just enough. Thank you.
I'm on my lane, you're on your lane. We all need accessibility.
We'd like to thank Paul Mugambi for joining us on Blind Abilities, and we appreciate his opinions on the COVID-19 situation in Kenya and its impact on the disabled community. Be sure to listen for more episodes in our series, Around the World with COVID-19 from a Blindness Perspective. And from all of us here at Blind Abilities, through these challenging times, to you, your family, and friends, stay well, stay informed, and stay strong. Thank you so much for listening, and have a great day.
Many have died, others have been disabled. We are armed with white canes and pen. Mr. Government, petitions have been written. Now disabled are in despair. This is not fair. Road authorities, do you hear this? It's not much to ask for crossing and carvings to get me to work.
When we share
what we see through
each other's eyes, we can then begin to bridge the gap between
the limited expectations and the realities
of blind abilities. The realities of blind abilities.
For more podcasts with a blindness perspective, check us out on the web at www.blindabilities.com, on Twitter at blindabilities. Download our app from the App Store, Blindabilities, that's 2 words, or send us an email at info@blindabilities.com. Thanks for listening.